Good evening, everyone. I'm Anthony Joshua, and you're watching The Graham Norton Show.
Hey, Anthony, I'm Tom Hanks, and I'm supposed to be the one to say you're watching The Graham Norton Show.
But I got it first. So I'm Anthony Joshua, and...
You know what? I knew it was going to come down to this. Go ahead, roll credits while I throw this guy a beat.
Tom Hanks, we love you on this.
Oh, it's lovely to be back. Thank you.
Because Tom, you know, Tom Hanks, you're known as a really nice man. You're a very nice man.
I like to think I'm not so much nice as awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
No barrier there, huh?
But is it kind of a curse?
You know, I had this dream at one point of being able to be the guy, the evil Lord Drax or something like that in a James Bond movie.
Yes.
Because I've always wanted to deliver this line to I don't care who. Danny Craig, Idris Elba, whoever is going to be the... I've always wanted to say this to somebody on camera. Before I kill you, Mr. Bond, perhaps you'd like a tour of my installation. Notice the air conditioning ducts. Wide enough for a man to crawl through. Unfortunately, you will not have that opportunity. Notice, too, the red button, that wind push will start an unstoppable self-destruct mechanism that will destroy I have built and worked for. You will not have the opportunity to press that red button, Mr. Bond. That's the thing I'd love to be able to do. But they never give me the job, because it would always sound like this. Before I kill you, Mr. Bond, never works out.
Very good. You've been in so many movies. You must have done umpteen fights.
Oh, dear. No. Not at all.
You've done some.
I get cast.
He ran.
I ran. Yeah, but I run fast.
Very fast.
I run fast. No, when it comes down to fight scenes, I get cast as the pie eater. I did have one. I got beat up by Paul Bettany in The Da Vinci Code. And it was a moment where we were supposed to... We rehearsed it a little bit. And in movie fights, everybody treats it like it's a real fight.
Serious.
You know, everybody, okay, are you ready? I'm ready. And, you know, you miss each other like that. It's like that. That's what it looked like. But Paul came rushing in, and I met him, and what had to happen, he was supposed to knock me down against a desk, and then I landed on the ground. And the way it sounded was... When I hit the floor, I farted. So that's why somebody else gets to play. What's your wish?
The Sleepless in Seattle, Philadelphia, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, all the 3 Toy Stories.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been
And
fun.
when you look back, is there one that you kind of like you think, that's the one I'm really happy I said yes to?
Well, there's some... I got to tell you, when we did Apollo 13, it was the first time I was only with 2 other guys for, like, most of the movie. And I have to tell you might have noticed this on some, you know, Band of Brothers. When 3 guys are making the movie, the jokes become so filthy as of lunchtime of the first day of shooting. And I got to tell you, Kevin Bacon and Bill Paxton, who were in the capsule with me, know the foulest joke. And we were trying to, like, out-foul and out-gross each other, you know? And that's how we spent most of our trip to the moon, saying, all right, a guy is hunting and a bear comes into his tent. And you just go from there. You know,
and Cher, you came on to Believe there. I don't believe... It's 25 years?
I know.
Wow.
That's when I first started watching you on that show.
Oh, I think I know what show. The middle of the night show.
Yeah, it was a sex game show.
Yeah. Julia looks sick. I was hosting it. I was hosting it.
What was it called?
It was called Carnal Knowledge.
Okay.
She was telling us backstage.
Oh, okay. The format.
Just ask this because what?
It was like a dirty Mr. and Mrs. thing, and they played it in the middle of the night, and there was one viewer, and it happened to be Cher.
I have worked for Cher.
Oh.
I was a bellman at the Oakland Hilton Hotel, and we got news. You were with one of your rock and roll husbands, and we had your bag, and the word came down that, hey, run this up to Cher's room. So I did, and knocked on the door and opened it, and I put it down, and you came out and you said, yeah, that's it, thanks, kid. And then that was it. So I have worked or Cher.
Wow.
I'm going to say 75, 76. Yeah.
Because what is it, Captain Phillips, that...
One of my favourite movies of Tom is Captain Phillips, and I've seen The Green Mile. There's so many of them, but my favourite one, because, as you know, I was born in Somalia, and the guy who was acting, who was born in Somalia, Mogadishu, was Barkhad, the guy, and I know him, and I'm like...
You know Barkhad?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was just...
That's like, oh, you're from England? Do you know my cousin? You know, Somalia? If we were to meet backstage and say, hi, I'm from Somalia, I'd say, hey, do you know Barkhad Abdi?
That's what happened in Somalia. Like, everybody knows each other, and it's just... It's a small world.
But you and he must be, like, kings. It was like, yeah, they've done very well. They've done very well. It's an odd thing. In terms of, you know, Tom Hanks, you've done so much in films, but have you ever danced? Have you done full-out dancing in film?
We don't need to scare the children.
But is it a... Have you decided... if dancing's in a script, do you go, no,
Hey, now. I'm capable of essentially doing the dance in the corner at the wedding, which isn't really dancing. It's just sort of like rhythmic stomping.
Yeah.
You know, I'll stand up. I mean, any guy can essentially do this at a wedding.
Oh, wow.
Goes along with any music, any era.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's talent.
That's it.
That's almost a perfect 10.
I'll take a 9, but there's no -1, please.
And the look is quite startling.
Thank you. I'm trying to look like your chin. Someone asked, two people, I was at a restaurant, and one person stopped by and said, Mr. Hanks, have you colored your hair for a role? And I said, yes, I have. And another lady stopped by and said, Mr. Hanks, have you stopped coloring your hair for a role? And I said, get her out.
Some of the couch have really embedded themselves in English culture. Julia, big soccer fan.
Yes.
Is it Man United you support?
Yes.
Oh, come on! Fight!
Come on! You won't detour me.
But you go to see them, like, you go to the...
I've been to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I'm a true fan.
Yeah, we've got pictures of you. This is you, I don't know what...
Me with Marcus Rashford.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that makes me feel
epic.
so
That's
good.
epic.
He just...
Yeah.
Oh.
And here's you getting a lovely gift.
Yes.
Julia won. Yeah. And how did this happen? How did Julia Roberts become a soccer fan?
I have 3 children, and when they were really little and started playing soccer and started watching it on TV, and I didn't ever realize how exciting it was to watch it on television, and we just got so into it, and somehow just Manchester United became our team, the Motor family team, our team.
Okay.
And we became sort of possessed.
And Tom, you sport...
Aston Villa.
We're doing quite well this year. Thank you.
Anybody can root for Man United.
Oh, that's...
I'm with you, Timothy. How did that happen?
The very first time I came to England, I woke up very early in the morning, and the football scores were on the BBC, and they all had kooky names like Cheltenham took Twixby 2-0. Didn't make sense to any of them. And then one came up, and Aston Villa drew 1-1. I said, Aston Villa? Well, that sounds like a lovely little place. Aston Villa. Oh, yes, I'm taking a holiday in Aston Villa. Would you like to? And then it turns out it's in Birmingham. It's a fabulous place. Villa Park is a magnificent stand to go to. There I am, cheering on. How about that? There you go.
Yeah.
Oh. And they gave me a jersey that said Julia on the back. Didn't make any sense, but...
Do you speak other languages?
Me, no.
Have you ever tried? No.
I know, swear words and a few. I can insult people in Greek and things like that.
Oh, they like it. Insult us. But you travel a lot, and I read somewhere where you have packing down. That is a fine art in the Hanks household.
Well, because often for work, you're going to be gone for a long time, so you got a number of bags you got to have at the ready. So yeah, I have my routine is pretty simple. I strip down completely naked and give myself 2 hours. So I pat around.
That's my routine for something else. 2 hours.
Oh, very nice. Wow.
know, you got to put, you know, you might be wearing underwear you're going to need, you know, so that you start with a blank canvas and build up from that. The dog, I have a dog that worships me. The dog is often confused by those 2 hours.
Yeah, like, are we going for a walk?
Yeah.
In this movie, is it nice to release your inner grouch?
Oh, it's fantastic. Just now, but see, okay, in my family, I have 2 phrases that the whole family knows. The first one is, "Uh-oh, Dad is boiling."
Ooh.
Okay.
Dad is boiling, and that phrase is, "All right, let me get this straight."
Oh.
You ever do this? You know, let me. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Let me get this straight. You la 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 la, but I do doodly dee dee. That means Dad's going there.
All of us are leaving.
Tom Hanks has been mean to
The second half is, why would it work for me? And that means I've gone over the edge.
Oh.
Why would it work for me? Why would it work for me? The entire world picks up the remote and watches the Graham Norton show anytime they want to. Why would it work for me? I'll tell you why. Because the remote says, menu, press, source, on, subject A, subject B, red button, yellow button. None of this turns on the TV. That's me at home, because why would it work for me?
You want to know about making a movie and how to make a movie? Tom's novel, The Making of Another Major Motion Picture Masterpiece, is still out now in Is it in paperback? No, it's not in hardback.
No, it's still in hardback. Yeah.
So
Paperback is
this is kind of based on your experiences, but I heard you in an interview talking about you were inspired by all those names that go by at the end of a movie.
All right, you guys know, we all know this, is that a movie is made by everybody who works on the movie.
Yes.
And everybody has a fascinating story about how they ended up there. Everybody has this long peripatetic, you know, saga about luck and serendipity and getting fired from one job that makes you available for another job. And when I was talking to my crack staff in the literary departments at Penguin, they said, hey, come on, write a novel or something. Write a novel about movies. I said, I'm not going to. But I will write about the people who I make movies with.
But stars are in it too. OK Bailey.
A character by the name of OK Bailey. Who's the type of guy that rightly gets fired after the 3rd day of shooting.
But apparently some of his terrible behavior is based on you.
Okay, yes. There's a reason that he's a reason. Now, tell me if you haven't done this. I'm so stupid. We've all made movies that were notorious disasters, right? At some point.
Well, hold on.
I've made some movies that have been notorious disasters. But I've been the type of guy, I try to convince the DP for 3.5 hours why you should wear sunglasses in the shot.
Did you actually do the sunglasses thing?
In a certain film, I said, look, I do not understand why you are not letting me wear sunglasses in this shot. It's the guy. It's who it is. I mean, imagine how cool it is if I get to come in here and I get to hide behind these sunglasses. It's the character beat. I'm the guy. I get to decide what the character is, and I'm wearing sunglasses in the shot. Okay? They say, Tom, the studio thinks you look stupid in sunglasses.
Because, Tom, you've done some accent work, haven't you?
Yes, some.
Yeah, like Cloud Atlas, you did?
I did, yeah. William Conacher, our dialect coach, kept saying, no, that's not it. so I was trying to play somebody cockney. It seemed like every one of our sessions would go like this. All right, start with the dialect. It's a bloody waste of time, this is. You know what I want to do? I want to smash him right in the face. And all I want is a room somewhere away from the cold. That's why I'm channeling Audrey Hepburn. And all my dialect.
But you also, didn't you teach Mr. Hanks Scouse?
Well, he tried a little bit, yeah. No, because when I'm on the phone to Anna...
He is on the phone all the time.
Only in the chair, though, in makeup.
Chair and makeup. How are you? I love your loads. I love your loads.
Love your loads.
His family had a long-standing holiday that he wanted to be released from work with, and his kids sent the most adorable video to our director. Yeah. And they were just we hope that you will release our daddy.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We know that you have him for possible rain cover shots, but if there's any way you could let him come so we can have a traditional holiday.
Yeah.
And then the family pet came through, and your daughter said, "Oops, I just tread on the cat."
That's right, Grace did, yeah, Grace did. I went on the holiday.
Oh, you went on the holiday?
I made sure he was yours. Can I tell a quick story?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yours is for Moonstruck, yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A bunch of people who were nominated for the year for the Golden Globes. Somebody organized a party, and we were all there. We had dinner at Mozza in L.A., right? You were there.
Yeah.
Because you were nominated for...
Call Me By Your Name.
Call Me By Your Name. And so... Right. And so we all went around the table. It was all guys, and, you know, it's like, y'all said, hey, let's talk about where we were when we were 21 years old. So someone was doing reps, someone was working at a gas station, someone was flipping hamburgers, I was working at the Hilton Hotel. Then Timothy comes along. When I turned 21, I was making a movie called Call Me By Your Name. They all felt like idiots.
I would say that one of the last things Obama will have done in office is to give Mr. Tom Hanks the highest civilian honor in America, the Medal of Freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
No, congratulations.
Did you meet him?
The man himself?
Obama, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've met him a couple of times.
You have?
He's the coolest dude in the room.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I would really like to meet
He
that
is so much the man. It's crazy.
And it's one of those things, because you have had so many awards, like, what does that mean?
It's mind-numbing. You know, it's the Medal of Freedom, which means somehow, it's funny, talking about what you're doing about with Edward Snowden. There is this, look, we have something which is the freedom that you're talking about. And I guess it's a look at the work that I've done that has both celebrated it and promoted it and tried to protect it as well. So I can, look, I'm with Admiral Grace Potter, the scientist who literally measured out the nanosecond. Her, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, me. This is a pretty good spread.
Wow.
So,
it's quite good company, yeah.
Rubbing elbows at the buffet. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, back in a nanosecond.
Yeah.
The filmmaker Michael Moore, who actually did call out this whole election. I mean, he kind of saw how it was panning out. Yeah. He's now said, and he said that he wants you.
You know, I thought he was deranged. Was not deranged right up until he said that.
Yeah. He wants you to run as president.
Yeah, okay, all right, fine. Yeah.
He says you're the only hope.
Oh, please. Oh, dear Lord. So,
it's just 4 years of your life. Do it, Tom.
Yeah.
If you cared, you'd do it.
I'm not qualified to be the president of the Three Stooges fan club. But
well,
I might take that job.
Right. And you've always been interested in space, even when you were a kid.
Yeah.
What would you do the thing underwater to try and recreate the lack of gravity?
So when I was a kid, I wanted to go on a spacewalk, which is impossible to do on planet Earth. But we had what we called a doughboy pool. You know, it's an above-ground pool. It was about 3 feet deep. Remember doughboys?
Yeah.
Bag of water.
Essentially, you put this big circle in your backyard and fill it up with water from the garden hose for about 3 days. That's how long it took. And I would go out there, and I would have a cheap mask that I would buy from the Ben Franklin variety store. I would put a brick in the back of my swimsuit that would hold me down on the bottom of this 3 feet of water. So I'm down here like this with 3 feet of water. Just let my feet go like that, but I had to breathe. So the same garden hose, I'd disconnect it and run it over the top of the pool and stick it in my mouth. So you do it like this. And I'd lay there for like 10 minutes or so. Then my brother would come out, see what I was doing, and then grip the garden hose and cut off. It's very hard to get out of a 3-foot pool when you're 11 years old and you have a brick in the back of your seat. But I survived nonetheless.
And then, cut to, you're playing one of your childhood heroes, Jim Lovell, in Apollo 13.
Yeah.
And presumably, you got to meet him.
Oh, yeah, I hung out with Jim quite a bit. And God bless Marilyn, his wife who just passed away. He's a magnificent guy, but, okay, you know how sometimes on a movie you are trying to recreate something that's incredibly serious, but in fact, it looks idiotic. You're in a harness or something like that. We were shooting, it was Bill Paxton, God bless his eternal memory, Kevin Bacon and I, and we were literally creating the moment right after Houston, we have a problem where the ship exploded. Yeah. And we are essentially on teeter-totters because we had these, you know, grips are on the side of us, making us float up and down like, you know, we're going like this. Houston, it's a whole smash. We've got a 605 alarm and la, la, la. And we're looking, and then Jim was down on the stage floor looking up at us like this as we're in teeter-totters, pretending to be this much. I've never felt stupider. And then afterwards, I said, what do you think, Jim? He said, oh, it looked like the real thing to me. I said, oh, you're such a liar.
How does it look in the movie?
It's pretty badass.
And you seem to be spending a lot of time here. Do you kind of live here now?
I've been here enough, working with Band of Brothers, you know, which featured Mr. Simon Pegg, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
So I got enough haunts to go. I know where to avoid the fist fights, and we're going to go have some fist fights.
Well, but we saw you went to the dinner with the Queen and
I was with the Queen and the President just last week, yes. For an American, I kept trying to figure out why am I here? Did I win a ticket? Is this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Excuse me, lady, do you run this place? There we are. We were off, and there's my white tie and tails.
You look very smart.
That is not a rental, by the way. They had a powder blue one. I said, let me go with the traditional black. But then we got there, and it turned out it's a very surprisingly informal. They get it, you know. Everybody who works there just kind of smiles and points you in the direction. And everybody says, hello, I'm Julie, I'm Simon, hello, nice to see you. What do you do? Well, I'm the Duchess of Westmoreland. And what do you do? Well, I run British Intelligence, how are you? And everybody's, it's kind of like on a first-name basis.
Did you meet her?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed.
And chitty-chat, or...?
I talked about doing Shakespeare when I was, that was how I got my start in the United States, doing Shakespeare. And we compared notes on that. She did say this, we love to go to the theater. I'm not going to do an imitation of the Queen. So if I fall into that, you cut it. You cut it. You take it out of the show. And she said, we love going to the theater. And my sister, oh, we love to go to the theater. And my sister could go to the theater and hear a song once and then come home. And I said, play it on the piano? And she said, yes. My moment with Her Majesty, who used to call Her Majesty first, and then you call ma'am.
But now, the thing about you, Tom Hanks, because when we talk to you about films, we always imagine that any director kind of, you're in the film, they'll be quite intimidated by having you there.
Oh, gee, I wish.
But this time the director's Clint Eastwood.
Oh, dear.
So how did that dynamic pan out?
Well, you don't want to get one of those Clint Eastwood looks from him, you know? You know, I can't do it, but, you know, where he just kind of like raises one, he looks at you and he's like... Like, Clint, I have this idea, maybe for the scene, if I do that and I throw that over to Aaron and then you can cut it, it's like... Yeah, it's like that's... there was a guy playing a saxophone in Times Square. I said, we were done with the shot too soon. I said, go over there and give that guy $50 just to let loose with some of those. But he treats his actors like horses. Because when he was doing... There's a great show, Rawhide. I don't know if you're old enough to remember Rawhide. He played Rowdy Yates, a Western. And he had all these old directors there who directed movies that made a big deal about yelling action. You know, we're rolling. All right, stand by. This is a take. Everybody ready? Out of 3, 2, 1. Action! And every time they would do that, the horses they were on would bolt, you know. Action! And they'd have to, like, get it. And so when you're in a Clint Eastwood movie, you don't even know the camera's rolling, and you just hear over your shoulder, all right, go ahead. And then, you know, you do it, and sometimes you're doing some pretty hot stuff, and you just keep doing it until you hear him say, that's enough of that. And then you move on, and you're on to the next setup. It's intimidating as hell.
Because that could go either way.
Every time? That's enough of that?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah.
Instead of cut, that's enough of that.
No, he'll say stop if it means you're going to do it again. But it's mostly like, all right, that's enough of that. Hey, thanks for the vote of confidence. Yeah.
Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
I mean, you're you have scenes with Meryl Streep.
I shared space with her. Yeah, no, we shared a carriage for a whole day and a room for a whole day. It was...
And does Greta Gerwig, does she give you a little pep talk beforehand? Kind of, you're going to be in a carriage with Meryl Streep. You know, does anyone prepare you for it?
No, you kind of just know that she's in the room or she's somewhere in the house because everybody's on best behaviour and everybody lights really quickly and everybody sets up cameras very quickly because Meryl's around. So you always can tell that she's somewhere.
Didn't you say that when you were doing an outside scene, like she has this power, she speaks and things happen?
Oh, we were in a carriage for a long time, and it takes a while to reset shots because we were behind horses, and it took about 20 minutes each time. And it was cold, and we were in Boston, and Timmy came up and kind of jumped up on the carriage, and just as he jumped up on the carriage, a waft of chip smell came in, and she suddenly then wanted chips. And within about, I'd say, 10 minutes, there was a gasping PA, like, with Wendy's fries ready to give to her. So I sat in a carriage, dripping in my fine clothes, eating Wendy's fries.
There's photographic evidence. There you are. It's delicious.
It was.
Yeah. Now, Matthew, you know, you're the star of this movie. Did you use your powers for good? Are you?
Yes. Well, I'm known for that. I'm known for using my. I would occasionally offer someone a cappuccino or two on set.
Yeah.
But I was cowed by Mr. Hanks.
He was Martini Boy on Friday night.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good thing.
And thankfully, my name is Martini, so it worked out very well. I shall make martinis because that is my name.
But Tom Hanks out-niced you.
You can't out-nice Hanks.
I'd like to say I was kind, and then I was kind, and then I was kind.
Every time I bought, like, the hair and makeup department a coffee, he'd be like, I've got a cinema for everyone, if anyone would like to... Here's lottery tickets for everyone.
There's one thing I do at the beginning of every film. I invest in a very good espresso and steamer for the hair and makeup trailer. Oh. And it sits right there, and whoever wants it at the end of the shoot can take it with them.
Wow.
Because you must have legal, addictive stimulants in the hair and makeup.
He also took everyone to a baseball game before we started.
Oh, we did
as
that.
well. Oh, yes, there was that.
Okay,
Wow.
so no, but that's pleasing a crew, but movie stars also please fans. And I've heard you tell a story about Rob Reiner, and I think, were you going to Disneyland or Disney World? Disneyland?
This was so surreal. Neither one of us could believe it. Long ago, Rob Reiner and we took our kids to Disneyland, the whole family. The kids were little. And as we're coming back, we're stuck in traffic on the 405, and we're going very slowly, but I'm driving and Rob is in the shotgun seat. And there's one of the buses that takes people to and from the airport.
Oh, yeah.
And because they will get stuck in traffic a lot, they show movies on screens in the bus.
Yeah.
And so we're stuck. We're going back and forth, and we look on this bus that's right next to us in the other lane and said, Sleepless in Seattle is playing in that bus. Rob and I were both in Sleepless in Seattle, and we're looking at this thing, and there's a guy kind of looking at it like this, and we say, oh, my God, they're almost up to our scene, where we have a talk at a coffee shop. And I said, oh, my God, there's our scene. Our scene is on in that bus. So I tooted the horn, and the guy who was like, look at this, he just kind of goes... I've always wondered, what did that guy tell the wife when he got home? How was the flight, honey? The flight was nothing but this bus drive. Oh, my Lord, what a minute that was.
Do you have beard oils and things like that?
We have beard oil.
Okay.
We have all kinds of stuff.
Because Tom, you're sporting sometimes a big beard. Recently, you had a very...
Yeah, I had a big beard.
Yeah.
But, you know, the thing about beards is they're really fun to grow for a while. There I am.
There you are.
Reed and I at Stagecoach just not too long ago. It's really great to grow a beard until you find yourself at dinner absent-mindedly combing it with a fork. Then you say, well, that's very interesting, Your Majesty. So when did you meet David? Then you realize you've gone too far.
And I love that picture of you guys at Stagecoach, where you know you got a beer, but you're still obviously Tom Hanks, and let's say you were in middle age.
I am a middle-aged guy.
But you still had problems.
Oh dear! Oh my lord! Okay, the great thing about these outdoor festivals, like Stagecoach or operate Coachella. You know, it's really hot, and they have beer pavilions everywhere. And so we were there, and it was Rita sang at like 1:30 in the afternoon. At about 1:10, I decided to go get myself a frosty cold one, and I went on and said, "Hi, how you doing?" And I give him a couple of seconds to let the H-bomb drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they'll come on, yes, well, Tom Hanks, yeah, hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Could I have a draw, please? Oh, well, sure. Could we see your ID bracelet? And I say, first of all, you know my name. And secondly, I'd like a beer. He says, well, we can't sell you a beer without proof of ID. I mean, like, so that I'm old enough to afford a beer. We just are not allowed to give you a beer unless you have your ID band, sir. I said, well, where do you get your ID band? Well, it's about a half a mile on the other side of the table. I said, look, not only am I who you think I am, I'm also 62 goddamn years old. I would really like to have it. These ladies were not allowed to sell me a beer without my official Stagecoach I am over 21 ID bracelet. I did not have a beer until somebody went over and got me an ID. And I came back, and I warned them. I said, listen, ladies, they were a bit chagrined. Even the manager says, Mr. Ahmed, I'm so sorry, but if I give you a beer, I'm just going to get fired. And so I said, well, this is going to make a great story on the Grand Norton. So mark my words.
Oh, I hope they're
this day. I hope so, too.
Now, Tom, lots of your fans in the audience, lots of your fans everywhere. But is it always the same? What do people mostly ask you? What do people mostly say to you and shout out to you when they see you?
Oh, they used to yell, Houston, we have a problem. They used to yell that. They yell, run, Forrest, run. That's a biggie. Yeah. But now they just, they just yell, Wilson! They yell a lot of Wilsons over there.
And is it the same? Is it the same everywhere? Like if you're in, I don't know.
Yes, yeah. Evidently, Wilson is a universal language word that they don't bother dubbing into any other language. So it's in Hindi, it's in Japanese, Chinese. Wilson! Pretty much all around the world.
Because I didn't realise till you were coming this time that in Forrest Gump, the famous voice that you use as Forrest, it came from a specific person.
Young Michael Connor Humphreys, who played young Forrest Gump. We were trying to... Bob Zemeckis came to me and said, hey, we got a problem on this. There's Michael right there, Sally and Michael. Aww. He was a very young man. He's now a veteran. He served in Afghanistan. Bob said, okay, we got a problem here. You're going to have to teach this kid how to talk the way you want to talk. And I thought, why don't I just talk the way he talks right now? And so we started hanging out with him. And he was from Mississippi, deep in Mississippi. And he had this hard G at the end of his, if he said it wasn't thinking, it was thinking. It wasn't making, it was making. And it says, what does your father do? My daddy makes grease. That's what he said. And he said, I don't understand. Is grease something you make? Yes. He says, what do you do with grease? Well, grease goes into all different sorts of products. And I said, well, like what products? Oh, grease goes into lipsticks. And I was like, well, this is it. So somewhere I have cassettes, hours and hours of me just making chit-chat with a very young Michael Connor.
But he doesn't talk like that anymore.
No, he doesn't. It was just he was 7, 8 years old. He was a young man, and that was the vernacular that we spoke in, and it was priceless.
Oh, that's adorable. And of course, a huge success for you. And the year you won that was your second Oscar, wasn't it, Forrest Gump?
Well, yes.
Yes, it was, if I must mention it. But
let me put it this way. It was my last one. How about that?
Now, Florence Pugh, you're having a special New Year's Eve because you like someone on the couch.
Oh, I know, I do. I mean, I like all of you on the couch.
Don't lie. You like one more than the other.
Yeah. No, I particularly love the sound of Tom Hanks' voice.
Oh, my. Really?
Yeah.
No, I...
This?
Yeah, that.
Hey, that's great!
No, my mum actually reminded me this morning. She found out that you were here, and she said, do you remember... Because I was sick quite a lot as a kid. And I was always in hospital, and they were always trying to find a good position for me to sleep in. And apparently, I would always wake up when Toy Story was over and the ending credits would play. So she'd quickly get up from her bed and rewind it and press play again. So I've been very soothed to sleep.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
I just wanted to talk about the first film you made with Steven Spielberg, Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
Which, yes, yeah. Is that the toughest shoot you've ever done? Because I mean, that first 20 minutes is so, as an audience member, it's grueling.
Let me tell you the story. Okay, I don't know if you... There's a gentleman in... Oh, there he is. I think he's right between us. See the fellow go up, up, up? No, right between... That fellow right there.
Yeah.
I believe we had the scene in which we had to go over the side of the landing craft, land in the water, struggle up to the shore, and then that gentleman was going to get shot in the chest, right?
Okay.
And so we're chatting, and I said, how are you? He said, oh, very good, Mr. Hanks, very good. Oh, you're English. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, have you done many movies before? No, this is my first. I said, really? Your first movie was with Stevens? Yes, it's very exciting. I said, oh, great. Well, you know what we're doing, right? I have been told, I have been briefed. I said, okay, so once this starts, we go over into the water, right? You going to be okay there? Well, actually, no, I'm not very comfortable in the water. I said, well, then you're just out of luck, my friend, because we're going over the side, and I believe I think it's shallow enough that we can walk up. But yeah, well, I hope so too, because I really don't swim very well. Okay. All right. So we did that, and we made it that far, and now we're soaking wet, and we're very cold, and we're fighting hypothermia. And a special effects fellow comes up and says, "All right, Governor, we have to rib a squib on you now. Don't worry at all. This is an electric energy pack. The battery's right here. What I'm going to ask you, when the charge goes up, mate, please don't look down, because it might get up in your eyes and it could blind you. All right, off we go." So now this fellow has freezing cold, and some guy off the end, of course, and then he gets blown, and then he dies, and that was his first day of making a movie. God bless the gentleman. He was fantastic. Wonderful job he did.
And you mentioned Elena Zengel. She is so great, but now she is really German.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
So, how do you go about finding an amazing young German actress? I mean, was she a big fan, or?
No, she's. I think she's too young to have seen any of my movies. I don't know that she has. I don't know. I would test her every now and again. He said, no, that means nothing to me. You know, when I worked with Clint Eastwood, who is Clint Eastwood? I don't know who this is. So I wasn't able to crack her shell.
Because you've Fernie Whittingstall is here, and now you have just introduced a teenage son.
Yeah, my son, Freddie, he's 17 years of age. He's a film student, so he takes film extremely seriously. And he's like in that kind of passionate new cinema or old cinema, but anti-Hollywood vibe, you know. So he really likes films where there are, in black and white with subtitles, where there are two people carrying a piano into the sea, or a horse walking along an open stretch of Nordic landscape. But he makes an exception. Forrest Gump is one of his favourite films. Road to Perdition, he absolutely loves. So you get the alternative respect. You get that art house respect from a 17-year-old passionate young filmmaker.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's lovely. I'm so glad we kept the scene where Forrest carries that piano into the ocean. I'm glad that made the final.
Beautiful. And now, Nish Kumar, I know you are a Tom Hanks fan, but something particular you wanted to ask Tom tonight.
Don't embarrass your mother.
Well, this is sort of partly why I'm doing this. Mr. Hanks, I'm a huge fan to the extent that I've done my hair up like you in Castaway. So, first of all, I just wanted to say I love you. Secondly, you are the only person, without disrespecting any of our wonderful panel, you are the only person in show business who my parents respect. And they have had some qualms over my choice of career as a stand-up comedian. And it would really help me out if you could say to them on camera, Mr. and Mrs. Kumar, Ajit and Beena, if you're feeling informal, your son Nish has made adequate life choices and is going to be fine.
Look, your parents respect me.
Absolutely.
Because I tell the truth. Because I tell the truth, my friend. You're asking me to stretch credulity a little bit too far.
This may be your most challenging role.
Now, if, say, you could by any chance get one of those little watch dramas on the BBC 4, in which you play a guy who carries a piano into the ocean. Adja and Beta will only sleep well when you're in a black and white film carrying a piano. Now, I'm not saying it can't be funny. You are a fantastic stand-up comedian. Load it up with all the jokes you want to, but make sure it's in black and white with subtitles, carrying a piano into the ocean. And then you'll be able to do no wrong with those parents.
Very good. Can anything ever top Toy Story, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, dear.
Oh, there we are. There you are, but
there's Tim Allen, the voice of Buzz.
Yeah. Last time I saw him, he was giving me an Oscar.
but the weird thing is that is so loved, but children, when they see you walking down the street, they don't know.
There are countless elevator rides. I'll be in the elevator, and a mother and child will get on, and the mother will say, "It's Woody!" And I'm standing there, "It's Woody!" And the kid's going, And then the mother tries to explain, no, the voice is recorded. And the actor who is the voice, this is the actor. The kids just don't get it at all. They say, "Where's the vest? Where's the cowboy hat? You're not very tall." And so I say, "All right, close your eyes." And they go, "What?" She says, "Just close your eyes." And the kid goes... And then I said, "We got to get back to Andy's room right away, guys!" And then they go... Really love that. But the little kids are they're the best about it. They love it. They can't believe it.
But for you, it must be lovely to make a film in that way so that you can watch it like an audience member.
Oh, it's very hard work animating these films. Honestly, they are, because Woody, he's like this, and the recording sessions go on for 4 or 5 hours. So I always come out of recording Toy Story sessions. We're now recording Toy Story 4, so we're doing that. It'll be out in 2018, as a matter of fact. So it takes a long time. But my diaphragm gets a workout because the entire... Guys, come on! It's like... By the time I'm leaving, I'm driving home, and I literally have to put an ice chest on my diaphragm just so I can go home, because it's clenched throughout.
Wow. So Toy Story 4, that is...
We are working on it right now, yes. Yeah. Well, I have a recording session on the 2nd of December.
I love that noise in the audience.
You know what? Somebody stuck a microphone in my face at some point in something. They said, "Is there going to be a Toy Story 4?" And I said, yeah, I think so. And I got a call from the Disney lawyers the next day. Said, "You contractually are not allowed to discuss a Toy Story 4. It will affect the stock market price of the Disney common stock. So you are no longer..." I said, "Hey, I'm sorry. But let me just point out, I'm Woody."
We need to settle a little controversy. There was a picture, you've probably seen this. It was on the internet and in papers and things. And it's this picture here. Now.
Oh, yeah.
So people were trying to decide if that was Bill Murray or Tom Hanks.
Right. Well, I've been doing a pale imitation of Bill Murray for most of my career, so it actually works out. I know that it's not me because I did not take that picture. unless I've had a cranial plate shift that, you know, is medicinal. That's not me.
But
I
actually,
believe that's Bill.
even looking at you now, does look very like
yeah,
you.
it does. I could make that face.
But don't you have a thing where you think you've got sides?
Oh, I do. Oh, we all know what our good side is. I'll show it if you can come close.
Okay, let's...
a hideously embarrassing close-up.
Okay.
All right, I will show you right now. Should I start with the good side or the bad side?
Good side.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. This is my good side. Now, I don't know why, but I have a jaw, and I have a chin, and I have a, you know, back of the flathead. Actually, could you come around sort of like 3/4-ish a little bit? Okay, there. Okay, yeah, okay, there. Is that it? Come in a little tighter, please. A little tighter. All right, so far, we're still doing okay. It's all right. It's not bad. All right, now, stay there and just watch this. Oh, dear. Look at that. The neck goes away. The nose becomes this malformed thing. I got half a cheek sticking out right here. So I essentially, kind of go from Richard Gere to Richard Nixon. You have nothing but good side.
Gemma, do you have a side?
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
When you do a photo shoot, do you favour a side?
I think this is my better side, but then...
Then we can never work together. Yes, we'd have to do all of our love scenes. I love you, Gemma. I love you. You must leave. We can never do it.
They did it in the 30s. That's like Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell kind of thing.
What about yourself, Joseph? Are you aware of a side?
Should I be?
No, I don't know.
Tell me. I mean, I'm willing to learn.
Can we vote?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Give us three.
Okay.
Let's by applause only.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Side.
Liking it.
All right.
Or...
So now he's got it.
And we just thought, while you're here, to settle things, to avoid confusion in the future, we might reenact that.
Oh, you have an orange jumper?
I do have some. I'm fully costumed.
Oh, great.
I've got some orange things there.
Okay.
Now, Gemma, would you mind being I think she's the mother of the baby. So there's some sunglasses there. And now, would you mind being the baby?
Oh, it'd be my honor. Absolutely.
Yeah. You can do that? That's better.
Oh,
that's better.
Yeah.
Why didn't we think of that?
All right.
Okay, so I'm like here.
You're down in there. Down you go.
There you go.
There you go. You squeeze in.
Like that.
Yeah, like that, smiling. Okay, and now, there we go. That is really good. That is good.
I think Joseph is the most perfect imitation right there.
That is an instant study. You can keep it. Given that, it's a low-budget British film, and yet the excitement, because you did end up with your own action figure.
Wow.
No, it's a really cool one, too. Now, I think, is it on now? I think it's on.
Does it do something?
Yeah.
If you get cornered, bash him in the head. That seems to work.
Is that you?
Yes, it is.
That's you.
That's straight from the film. Yeah.
Because we were having some debate in the office because we have a Woody doll. Right? Now, is this... You listen to this.
Ha ha! Boy, am I glad to see you.
Is that you?
No, it's my brother Jim.
Is that really? That's so weird, 'cause we were on the internet, somebody said that, and we kind of, that just sounds like a load of old rubbish.
No, it's my brother Jim. They have so many...
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot. There are so many computer games and video things, and Jim he works on those all year long. And they said, you don't want to do this. They said, no, get my brother Jim, he'll do it. So that's my brother Jim.
I genuinely thought that was an urban myth, but it really...
It's true. Absolutely true.
And animation films, I would think, well, that sounds easy. But then I read it's really hard work for you, anyway.
Well, it's fun work because the people are great, but it is very, very hard. Particularly Woody, because Woody is always, like, yelling, and he's always, he's always doing that. And the way it works, they start working on it, and it takes about 4 years for them to start animating it and get to the final product. So about every 6 months, you go into a recording studio, but you face the booth. The screen is behind you. It's because it's on the lots. And you face the booth. And in the booth are these heads that look like judges at the Olympics, you know? They're just back, and they're in a soundproof, you can't hear them, but they can hear every word you say. So you got a scene where you have to say something like, you're standing, and you have to do 18 variations of something like this. Buzz, if we don't get back there, I'm gonna go absolutely bizarre! That's what you have to do. And you do it every kind of way you possibly can until your diaphragm is busted, your throat is raw, you spit all over the copy, and it's your 4th hour of doing this. And when you go, we're gonna go berserk! And then you look at the people in the booth, and they're all going... And they almost press the talk back that they could talk. They go... Hey, Tom, that was great.
Actually, you say that, I mean, lovely wedding picture there, but it was missing one thing, and that was Mr. Tom Hanks. You like to photobomb a wedding.
Oh, I'll jump into that any chance.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you photobomb into mine?
Just tell me when and where. I'll happen to be jogging by. You do it.
You do. The jogging. Well, wait. It started in Rome, right?
Yes, we needed to shoot. We were shooting Angels and Demons, and we were shooting in front of the Parthenon. Very famous. It is also a church. It's an ordained church. And there was a beautiful young couple that were getting married, and their limousines were in our shot. Oh. And Ron Howard said, I don't know what we're going to do. This wedding's going on. We can't do it. Let me take care of this. So I went up and knocked on the door and said, young lady, you were very beautiful today on the wedding. Will you allow me to escort you to the altar? Whoa. So she came out with her dad, and we walked through the crowd, parted like the Red Sea.
Oh, my God.
That's right.
You know, I saw that picture earlier, and I was thinking, I really hope that is her dad.
Yeah. And we could, there I am in my costume, and we got right up to the door to the Parthenon. We were not, as a movie people, we're not allowed inside. Oh. So off they went, and she made it to the church on time. She made it to the church. Now, would you like me coming over and doing that? And I made it to the church on time. Very good.
Now, listen, Tom Hanks, you're famous for being lovely to fans. That you're very nice, you go see it.
I try to be.
Yeah, no, you're very good.
Yeah, I try
and David, you're a big fan, but someone else in your family is also a very big fan.
Yes, my mum's a big fan. And we were in a restaurant at the River Cafe probably about 7 years ago. And my mum had drunk a bit too much, and she suddenly felt a bit ill. And I led her outside to the tables, and you were sat at one of the tables. Ooh. And she stopped dead, and I had to sort of drag her like you would a donkey on a beach away from you. You were so excited to see you.
Well, how ill was she? Otherwise, she could have stopped by.
She may have thrown up over you.
Well, that would not
She's here in the audience tonight.
And let me see if I can figure out who she is.
I can see her already. She's blushing. She's smiling. Look at her. Look at her.
Oh my!
Look at her. She's geary to go.
Come here, love. Come here, darling. I see you. Give her some loving now. Give her some sugar. There you go. Have you been drinking? You haven't been drinking, anything. You're totally sober. Have you been smoking? No, you haven't been smoking. All right. She's a good mom, isn't she? Look at your boy. Are you not proud of your lad down there?
I'm very proud.
42 million books have been sold. One of these days, he just might win an Oscar. Very lovely, very lovely.
Made her like that. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
She's a good mom. You got a very good mom.
Very good.
Maybe no respect for your mother. Was he a good boy? No, come on. Off the record, was he a good boy?
Sometimes.
Oh.
He's showing off now because you've met Tom Hanks.
But there is a kind of thing, and it's your character in the film, I suppose, where you can't quite believe that Mr. Rogers isn't somehow a fake or that it's real.
I think my character certainly had, lived life from not even a cup half empty, though there was no cup. So he is kind of looking for the darkness and everything, and he did, in a sense, kind of look for the other side of Mr. Rogers. And the irony was, you know, he only saw the good side.
Yeah, because there was no side to Mr. Rogers, was there, Tom?
Well, he was a cracked vessel, but he would say that, I'm just like you. I have failings and I have worries, but never mind about me. Graham, I would imagine that having the pressures of a television show like this come on week after week is going to be something that could wear you down after a while.
Yes.
Well,
I can only apologise, Mr. Rogers.
We were always exhausted at the end of some of these scenes because we were like, you know, stallions, action and rolling. We're ready to do it as fast as possible. And instead, Mari Heller, our boss on this, the director, she was always saying, no, slower, slower. That's the opposite of what directors say.
Yeah. And the odd thing, too, is because he made programmes for children, you think that somehow his messages are going to be very simple, but there's profound. He was like a philosopher.
Oh, he was a king. There's a number of episodes it is like... It starts with a goldfish is dead in the tank, and the entire half hour will leave you in tears by the time he's done with it. His desire was to always have people share their feelings. And he would write songs, and he'd be sitting there and say, you know, I was really sad for a while, but I found it was good to talk about it because the music will start playing it, because it's good to talk. It's good to say the things we feel. It's good to talk. Now, every man, every married man, should have that in his pocket, because when you're having a fight at 3 o'clock in the morning, in which most of your vocabulary is, oh, let me get this straight. I see. You can be as angry as you want to with the love of your life, and you could just then end it with, well, you know what? It's good to talk. It's good to say the things we feel. And all you're doing is communicating your feelings, and, buddy, that's a victory.
It gets to a point. I've done it several times, worked very well. Then there's like the 4th, 5th time where you take the inhalation, you go... She goes, you sing that song. We'll nail you to the wall.
I'm not saying overuse it, I'm just saying have it in your pocket.
4 times in a day is overuse.
But on New Year's Eve, I think there's a lovely thing to share with him. Is the 3 secrets to happiness.
Oh, the 3 secrets to happiness are be kind, and be kind. He was, I think that's the thing about the movie, is that he is proactively a source of, an agent of change, because kindness is not the default setting that humanity seems to be in. Conflict is bitterness, sarcasm, what's the cynicism. There wasn't a cynical bone in his body, and he said, you will be amazed how your world will be changed just by simply understanding that somebody else is probably having a worse day than you are.
Yeah.
So, be kind.
Well, it's one of those things, it's sort of, you know, when a film comes along that you need. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is that, and it opens on 31st of January. Now, one of the bright spots... Yes, give me a round of applause. Yes.
Oh, no, it's you. No movie without you. No.
And in your first kind of big movie splash. I mean, that must mean a really horrible job. You know, all the underwater scenes.
That was kind of there was no way. Everybody said, how do you shoot those underwater scenes? Well, we jumped in the water. And then we shot it. It's amazing how they did that. No special effects. But we had to learn how to scuba dive, and because I'm enclosed, there was always an air tank, because we're in about 30 feet of water. But they had this underwater phone booth that was weighted down on the bottom of the ocean down in the Bahamas. And the dome was filled with water. So if Ron Howard had to give the instruction, he would swim over there, and I would get towed by a safety dive. I couldn't swim because I had iron weights in my pants to keep me down. So he would tow me over there and stick my head up in this dome of water, which is about that big. And then I'd wait. And then Ron's head would come up with a regulator in his mouth. And all right, that's good. I Raise your hand a little bit more. And don't look like you're out of breath. All right? And then I would get towed back to wherever we're shooting. I would try to remember what he said. Essentially, that is an exercise in not dying. We did not get killed.
It went well. It went well. Nicole, if you were to pick a Tom Hanks film, what would you pick?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of in love with Big. I always wanted to do that.
Careful.
That's what I was trying to do.
The double. One of my dreams was Philadelphia. And luckily I'm sober now. I met Denzel Washington when I was drunk. And I started to cry. And he just looked really embarrassed. As for top. It is time for music. And I hesitate to ask it because this is a sort of little-known thing. I didn't know. But you are a recording artist.
Oh, dear. Well, let's say I've been forced into the studio at gunpoint on occasion, yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
No, you went all kind of hip-hop, rappy on us, didn't you?
Yes, I have a rap hit that haunts me for the rest of my days. Yes.
Because this was you and
Danny Aykroyd. We were promoting Dragnet, a motion picture in 1987, and we sang. Of course, everybody can sing along. Look out, Strebeck, you're just in time. We have stumbled into a major crime. She's got the girl all frightened. Now, that's not nice. I think she is the subject of a sacrifice. Buddy, we're putting this party on ice. But first, you know, we really ought to read them their rights. Read them their rights. Read them their rights. That was what we did.
He knows the dance.
That was... We did a video. It was choreographed by Paula Abdul, believe it or not. Yeah, choreographed by Paula Abdul, and it was a mercy. It was the first thing I'd ever seen on YouTube because my kids were asking about it one day, and I said, "Dad, we got to see this stupid thing. Where is it?" I said, "Oh, it's on a VHS tape somewhere buried in the basement." And they pulled out YouTube very quick, and there it was. So my kids now can torture me with this thing.
Tom Hanks, this is exciting, is back as Cher Footy in Toy Story 4.
Yes.
We never thought we'd see it, and it's here. It opens tonight, this very night. And so at the end of the last film, obviously, Andy grew up.
Yeah.
You all the toys got given to Bonnie next door. So at the start of this film, where do we find you?
Well, it actually starts 9 years ago in a meeting between Andy and Bo Peep and how they get separated, back when they were still very much in Andy's room. Oh. And then you... you know, that visual technique?
Yeah.
That Pixar trademark? And it's time speeds forward, and they're back in Bonnie's room. And little Bonnie is starting kindergarten, which is a big moment in the life of any kid and also in the lives of that kid's toys.
And there's some new characters, like I said in the monologue.
Forky, yes.
Forky.
He is so good that for a while the movie was called Toy Story Forky. That's how good. Tony Hale is the voice of Forky, and he's extraordinarily wonderful.
That's technically a spork, isn't it?
Well, really we had big discussions about it.
I mean, that's a.
You know, they come in with just you've done cartoons. You're working with Pixar. They come in with these animatic versions of it, and they said, "And here is Forky," and we said, "Guys, I know my trash. If it's got a spoon-like shape and a few tines on it, that in fact is a spork."
Yes.
But they did like corporate. Disney corporate testing, marketing, all this kind of stuff.
Of course
and they realized that if you were going to call that little thing a spork, evidently would scare the children, and so they opted for a Forky.
Okay. Fair enough.
High-level decisions to make.
Does that answer your question?
I'm glad. I just wanted to clear that up.
But it is a spork. Yes, indeed, it is a spork.
Thank you, Jay.
Okay. Those are also pipe cleaner arms.
So this is the last one, and so what's that like? Is it emotional, or is it just kind of another day at the office?
It was terrible. It was terrible. I started recording Woody in 1991. That's when we actually got together to do the first one.
Guess who wasn't born then?
I'm going to say half the... everybody to my left was not yet conceived.
I was born.
Really? You were born? God.
I was having sex, I think, when I...
Boring!
And so were my parents.
Well, we painted a picture now, thank you. Meanwhile, back in your last...
Oh, well.
So, it's a long time.
Well, and you record these things over about 4 years. You go in about every 8 months and deliver up onto everything that the writers have come up with. And the last session was... I thought it was just odds and ends. You don't have to do a little bit of this reel and a little bit of that and maybe one whole sequence. But I was in the same studio, in the same microphone, with the same glass, Studio B at Disney. And when they said, okay, great, thanks. And just like that, 20, however many years were over. And I had to say, wait, guys, you need, there's gotta be something else. You need, no, we pretty much got it all. No, there's gotta be I gotta say, come on, guys, or I gotta say something like, let's get back to Bonnie's room, or look out, Buzz. There's gotta be some line. They said, no, you're done. And my little lip started quibbling. I had to, you ever do this when you're really uncomfortable and all you can do is say, well, oh my. Oh my. Well. Oh my. And the only thing to do was to go and get in my car and drive away. And I was, I heard the music and the sun was going down, and in my mind's eye, I was like, muddy. The credits were rolling on my life. Everything was done.
Oh, that's sort of weird. You think someone would have kind of a party popper or something for the end.
I think they were really celebrating the end of some other people's work on it. Not mine.
And, it's one of those jobs where you kind of think, oh, how hard can that be? But they really do put you through it.
I have never begun a recording session without wishing it was already over. Because understand, Woody is clenched all the time. Yeah. He's clenched. There was something he's got to explain, or come on, guys! Or no, look out! This way! It's all that. And you can't move. The microphone is right there, and you can't move, and you have to be like this. And it's like... And then they save the last thing for you, usually at the end of a very long workday, is the grunts. Yeah. And they will show you an animatic of Woody climbing up a bunch of books onto a thing and say, okay, could you do grunts of climbing up? Okay, all right. That
is very good.
That's legitimately how Tom was made.
That's right. But then you have to do the coming down. Which is... I think they are gleeful at making you wring every possible meaning from a line. When you're in the young actor, repetitions, the exercise repetitions, where you have a very simple cue and a very simple line. And the cue might be, would you like some more coffee? And the line you have to say is, coffee, you think I want more coffee? Boy, do I need more coffee. So if you would say, coffee, do I want coffee? Boy, do I need more coffee, okay? And you're gonna say it every conceivable way you can. Sure. And all I'm gonna say is, let's do this. Would you like more coffee? Would you like more coffee? Coffee, boy, do I need more coffee.
Oh, coffee, boy, do I need more coffee.
Good, thank you. Would you like some more coffee?
Coffee, boy, do I need some more coffee.
Could you try it with a little more something to it? Because we need, this is a big important scene, because King Kong is out front and he's gonna smash the building.
Okay, yes, Tom Hanks.
Would you like some more coffee?
Coffee, please, sir, I need some more coffee.
Good, let's try it again. Would you like some more coffee?
Coffee, please, sir, I need some more coffee.
Would you like some more coffee?
Coffee, please, sir, come on, I need some more coffee.
Would you like some more coffee?
Coffee, please, Tom Hanks, give me some coffee.
And that's what it is like doing. Bravo, by the way, that was absolutely, so you know how it works. Yeah.
Why did you do that in an American accent?
I don't know.
I can't act in an American
English accent anymore. Yeah. I did a commercial the other day as Tom Holland, and I was like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And they're like, "You're from Kingston, by the way."
You're working in Australia, so what are you working on?
I am working on Baz Luhrmann's movie about Elvis Presley. Austin Butler is playing Elvis Presley, and here, let me show you the horrible haircut I have to have in order to portray Colonel Tom Parker. Okay. Check out this horrible. Okay. Can you see that? No. Look at that thing.
Down. Wait, sit down.
There we go. I just scared the children. I want to apologize.
We've dropped the ball on New Year's Eve.
What I really want to do is just have a little tuft of hair right here and then a big beard, and then everybody would think I'm Graham Norton.
Yes! It's uncanny. You can play me in the biopic.
Well, now evidently that's my gig now, so I only play real people in show business.
But look, before we move on, I have a thank you. I have a thank you to say, because Tom Hanks, very kindly, I was at work, and I got this. You sent me a copy of your book. And I was, you know, thrilled, I thought, because it's a lovely cover.
Hold that bad boy up.
Yeah. So I got the book, and then I opened it up, and look, it was signed.
I like that.
To Graham Norton. Enjoy the read, Tom Hanks. Now, I have to say, I'll be honest, when I saw it was to Graham Norton, I thought, he's no recollection of who I am. He's just been sat in a room and told to write my name. But I didn't mind it. I was still thrilled. But now, I feel you didn't think I was going to read it, did you?
I thought that you would put it on a pile of other things that came to you unbidden, and it would lay there for years. Yes.
And can you tell the people what you did to ensure that you knew whether or not I read it?
Well, the frame "canary in a coal mine" is a little thing you put in a contract that says if that is in your dressing room, that means they've read your contract. Meaning, like, I insist on, you know, brown M&Ms only. And so if you come in and only brown M&Ms are there, these people have read their contract. They saw the canary in the coal mine. So I put a little message in there from you to see if, in fact, you would, in fact, read the book.
Yes, because when I got to page 57, I got this message. Graham, screw you. I'm so glad I read it. It's Hanks, it's Streep, it's Spielberg.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of marquee. If you know
dear. Wait, big trailers. We all read this independently of each other and said, well, I'd like to be involved in this. And lo and behold, Magic Meryl did, too. And then I got the call from Stephen and said he was going to suit me up and put me in again. So.
And have you ever come close to working with Meryl Streep before?
Not a whit. Actually, I was officially, thank you. Oh, I have to say the title of the movie first. I was officially a producer of Mamma Mia.
Oh, yes.
How about that?
Yes,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Cliché.
No.
Yeah. Mamma Mia 2 on the way.
Yeah, it's coming. And I actually tried out for the role. I wanted to hire myself. But my singing voice would have scared the children, so I gave it to other. But no, this was the first time that I got to call her a peer and a cohort.
Wow.
It's hard to get used to working with Meryl, because she has these trumpet players that come on to the set just before she does. Ladies and gentlemen, Meryl Streep, please do not look her in the eye. She comes in and she raps me. I'm ragging on her. She's great fun and a magnificent person to work with.
Obviously, with Toy Story come toys. And we kind of thought, oh, well, you know, we've seen all the toys. They've come up with such a good toy. So this, I don't know, have you seen this?
I don't know that I have.
Okay, so this is Woody. The idea is, you know, obviously in Toy Story, the toys or, you know, can all talk to each other, and then when people come, they become toys again.
Yeah.
Okay?
They have to flop down like toys.
Yeah. So.
Hello, buddy.
Okay, so just put this here. So, this should work. I might have to move those.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Hello, buddy.
What's up, partner?
Someone's coming.
Quick, resume positions.
Isn't that amazing?
That is pretty great.
Okay. Wait. Hang on. Go, not done. Okay, no one's here.
The coast is clear? Great. Oh, that was close. Could you help me up, partner?
Sure.
I was going to say, it doesn't get back up, does it?
Ride like the wind.
Quiet, go to sleep.
Sounds like a great idea.
I love it.
Sounds great.
I loved it.
It's very cool.
Isn't that amazing?
But that's quite a brilliant toy that does exactly two things. It stands and it falls.
It's more than I can do.
What do we have to yell in order to make you fall back on the floor?
Another drink? Yeah. This is, we were counting up, I think it's about the 7th or 8th real person you've played. If the people are still alive, do you like to meet them? Do you seek them out?
Yes, and in fact, I say to them, I've said this to Richard Phillips, and I said it to Charlie Wilson, Jim Lovell. I said, now look, I'm playing you, so for good or for bad, I'm you. And you're going to get that for a long time. I'm you. I am you. Deal with it. Now, as you, I'm going to say things you never said. I'm going to go places you never were. I'm going to do things you never did. That being the case, I'd like to be as authentic as possible. And the rest is trading cards.
And when you meet them, are you just looking for their blessing, or do you kind of absorb something? Do you get something out of it?
I do want to know what they have to say about it, because they've always read the screenplay, and I want to say, if you think anything is actual in this, let me know, because what did I just say?
We all heard you.
If there's some nonsense in this, please.
I didn't know that was an expression.
Once again, we've got he delivers, and you have what I just said as well. It's all being mined right here on your top-notch show. You want to know if they have any problems, because there's things that just would never happen. You want to be right and authentic. But really what I'm looking for is a tick, a gesture, a posture, a way to stand, a turn of phrase that I can turn into my own and reflect them somehow.
Because it's inevitable, ladies and gentlemen, we will be queuing up to see the Anthony Joshua story. So when the biopic is made, who would you like to play you?
Tom Hanks.
I will say things you never said. I will do things you never did. I will go places I've never been. That being said, I'm going to be you.
But it's a proper Western. I mean, we see Tom Hanks gun-toting, which we rarely see.
Well, I don't wear one. I am given one later on, so it's not like, you know, I'm not doing the rootin' tootin' kind of thing. But I ride a horse, and I drive a wagon, and I've discovered. So I'm not a rider per se, but I did learn. I had got to know a fabulous horse named Wimpy, who was my horse. Wimpy was my horse, and I don't know if anybody here has ridden a lot or made a Western. Emily has a couple of Westerns under her belt, as I recall. Emily, my darling, how are you?
How are you?
So wonderful to see you.
It's good to see you.
Emily Blunt.
Do you know I'm about to do a Western? Like, next January, I'm doing a 6-part Western, and we were just discussing how allergic I am to horses, and I do every scene with a horse, you know. I'm going to be antihistamined up to my eyeballs.
Do you have to kiss the horse?
I do.
Isn't
that what happens in Westerns? You make out with your horse?
You develop an affection for those beasts.
You and Wimpy are very close.
Every morning you throw your arms around Wimpy and say, "How are you, my darling little chestnut? I'm so nuts about you." Which you sort of have to do, because I have a feeling that horses, honestly, they would much rather live in a world without human beings climbing on top of them.
Sure. And they know the moment you climb on their back that you're terrible at riding. Like, I mean, I've been learning right now. I'm in London now rehearsing for it, and I go riding 3 times a week, and every time they give me a different horse to see, you know, how you fare.
Oh.
With one that's more sprightly or one that's less of a Ferrari. And I got on one the other day called Rusty. My God, it almost took off with me. It was terrifying. I couldn't walk the next day. Rusty did me in.
Rusty did her in.
Rusty did me in.
Did her in. Oh, wow. Is that the name of the film?
That's one of your films.
Now, back to science fiction, because you've been in fantasy, and obviously you're on Apollo 13, but you've never been in a kind of science fiction film, per se.
No, not per se, no. Not something with ray guns or... I mean, when my entire family went and worshipped at the feet of Star Trek, all I could say that those guys are having so much fun. Look at those phasers, man. Oh, geez, they get to go on the... Oh, he gets to sit in that chair? He gets to sit in the comm? He gets to run the Enterprise? Oh, man. How come I can't do that? I'll never get to. What a jip.
We're doing more, you know.
Well, I'm going to... When the Romulans make friends, when they have the, you know, let me play a peaceful Romulan, man. I think that'd be fun.
Because you are a genuine big science fiction fan, aren't you, Simon? So when you got the call for Star Trek, you were genuinely excited. We've got a picture that you took of yourself trying on the costume.
Oh, you can see that the phone hands there like that. It's like taking my own picture.
Do you like Star Trek?
Yeah.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say that.
I like the ears dudes and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, ear dude suggests not a huge fan. Even I can stretch to Spock.
The ear dude.
You were doing
so well.
The ear dude in the rocket ship and the Martians, you really dig that stuff. Yeah.
But no, you love Star Trek.
I grew up watching it. It was on every night at 6 o'clock. And we'd have competitions to see. I'd be on the phone with my buddy at his house, and we'd be on, both have it on Channel 2, and it was on at 6 o'clock. We'd have a competition to see who could scream out the episode the soonest.
Yeah. Well, now, listen, we alerted each of you to the fact that you are both Star Trek fans. And I believe you've both prepared some Trekkie trivia questions. So, Nicole,
correct.
if you want to pop the kettle on, I'll be tidying my desk. And, Simon, have you got your questions?
I have.
Tom?
Oh, I'm sorry, I left them in my dressing room.
Very good, Oscar winning. If only there was some way to transport you there quickly.
Hey, wait a minute. The guy who plays Scotty might know how to get my body broken down into molecules, transported to the dressing room and back, and I could get the questions that way, perhaps.
I have some experience of matter transfer. In fact, I've taken the liberty of bringing with me my own personal transporter.
Wow.
So let's just energize.
Excellent work. Okay. Nicole, gather yourself and prepare to be amazed once more as we bring Tom back. You're very good.
Going to lock onto his coordinates and energize. Got it.
That was amazing.
It sort of diminishes the film, doesn't it?
I don't know. You English talk shows are way advanced.
They can't even do that on Leno.
No.
All
right. So you've got the questions. So, Tom, do you want to start? You do one question.
One to him.
And one back.
All right.
I
don't think I am. I don't know.
Nicole, if they don't know the answers, I'll throw to you.
Sure, no one.
Okay?
Don't ask me anything.
Question number one. Okay. What did Captain Kirk call Mr. Spock in the spores infection episode that forced him to blow his top and put his fist through the Enterprise console as he was trying to beat his captain to a pulp?
Oh, was it something like it's something half-breed, right? Is it
So close.
Worthless half-breed.
That was the first part. Then he called him Jojo the dog-faced boy.
No.
You remember that? I'll be in the cage right next to Jojo the dog-faced boy. That's one. Perfect little indentation of his fist. All right.
Kind of in JJ's film, they do that when they get Spock so riled up. When he gets angry.
Right, Nicole?
Right?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
You knew that.
By the way,
you knew that.
Spock was the ear guy.
Okay, here we go. Next question.
Okay. Harry Mudd returned in a sequel to his first season episode, Mudd's Women. What was that episode called?
I Am Harry Mudd.
Thinking about it, that was a season 3 Mudd Sisters, so he probably came back again. So I Mudd would have been his second appearance, so technically...
Are we giving Tom a point?
Tom.
A point! We have a point! Have a look.
My bad. That was my bad.
I should have gone on the internet and picked them up.
What are you doing afterwards?
The rest of their lives.
Nicole, would you go get us a couple of gin and tonic?
Oh, dear.